Hi, my name is Eric and welcome to the channel. So I thought today we would talk about accomplishing things that you want to do and get out of life. Now, there are what I call two types of people. You have the people that know what they want and they go after it and they set goals along the way. And then you have the sideline sitters. The sideline sitters complain about their life all the time and why they can't get anywhere or do anything. Whereas this person is out there hustling, knowing that it's not, when you set out to do stuff, it's never about money. Some people say, well, it's the money. No, it's not. Money can only buy you just so much. I've said this over and over again. If you're not happy now and you're poor, you sure in hell aren't going to be happy wealthy because you're still going to be there. And if you're that pessimistic person, I don't know what to tell you. Except for you have to change your mindset. You have to define the the new me and decide which side of the fence do you want to sit on? Do you want to sit on the sidelines or do you want to get out there and hustle? Now I'm 60 years old. I've done a lot of things in my life for employment and work and jobs. You know, dairy farming, security, training security dogs, canine, working in the mines, working in the mills for zinc, beef farming, and running a successful business. Now, when I first started, I didn't have any money when I started this business that I have today. I didn't have money to invest. So I had to look at what do I do to better myself, to take it to the next level. Now, if you're not self-motivated, then you will never see the opportunities that are in front of you. When we first started Northern New York Parts, we were in a heifer barn, my old dairy barn where I had my heifers. We had cleaned out a space in the front and we just set up and said, you know what, we're going to start repairing lawnmowers. And we did. We started small. And then I approached a business that had an excess number of parts machines and I bartered my experience in web development for stuff he really didn't want. It was junk to him. But to me, it was worth more than junk because if I could turn around and get one of those running, that was worth so much money. And the more stuff I could get running and the more stuff I could sell, the more customers I would pick up. And that was the big thing, was just trying to get started. The first year, you know, mediocre at best. I didn't make any money. I had a lot of fun. We met a lot of people, and but the main thing that kept in my mind was always be 100% honest with your customer. I always told them the price up front. That way, you know, it, how most salesmen, they'll hold that back, hold that back, hold that back, and then they'll hit you with it. No, right up front with it. And I always tried to make it a win-win for both the customer, myself, and the company, the business. If that customer left and didn't feel like they had won something, they didn't get something out of it, then it was a bad deal. If I sold something for less than what I had into it, that would have been a bad deal. Because, you know, businesses need to make money. You just can't give away everything you got. So I always told my customers right up front, honesty 100%. When I come to sales and stuff, which that was part of my job was sales, I tell the customer what it costs. I would ask them, what are you looking for and what can you afford? Those were the two things. And once they let me know where they were at, you're not going to sell somebody a $6,000 lawnmower on a $500 budget. At least we couldn't. So what I would do is I would try to find something more in their range. And so they'd still be happy at the end that they got something and it was 100% mowed for them. And we all walked away with a win. And from there, that wasn't enough because we weren't getting what I thought was enough business. And at that time, we already had our sales tax number and we had our business name because we had to collect sales tax for the state of New York. The next thing I did was I started looking at what other avenue can I take with this business to make more money, to gain more assets. See, that's the key. It's assets. Don't take the money now. Make it an asset. Every time you spend money on something, look at, are you spending it on something that you're never going to get anything out of? Or are you spending it on something that is going to pay even more down the road? And that's always been my thinking was down the road. What asset was available? So I had just graduated with my bachelor's in IT. And I was already doing server administration, web development, and all that. And that's where I thought the direction would go is building websites for everybody. But everybody was already building websites for everybody. You had a lot of overseas outfits, and I'm like, there's not enough money there to be made. I probably did close to 100, 150 websites, for businesses and myself and others. But were they money makers? Yeah, I guess in a way because all I had was my time invested. Um, and I saw growth because I found better ways to do stuff on our own websites. But one of the things that I saw that really nobody was capitalizing yet was online sales of parts. You could not buy a small engine part online. And we were just starting to get set up with distributors. And there was just one aftermarket company. I'm not going to mention names. And I told the guy, he was a sales guy. I said, if you can front me $5,000, I will pay you back tenfold. If you can get me $5,000 worth of inventory, then I will pay you for that inventory. Plus, you will see more returns because he was a salesman for a large company. And the more I sold, the more he sold to me, the more money he made. So it was a win-win if he could see the value in me, and he did. At first, he kind of was skeptical, but I said, you need to go to the mat, with this. Help me get this much in inventory. And towards the end of the online business part of it, he was probably seeing close to $600,000 in sales a year to me, to only me. And what it ended up doing for him was it made him look so good at the regional meetings and stuff that he also got promoted up to a larger area because I had taught him how to look for the right people to do business with that will make you grow. Don't waste a lot of time on these ones over here that have no interest in growing. They just want parts from you. That's it. No commitment, no nothing. I was looking for a relationship with that company, and that company gave it to me until they got bought out. And when they put different people in place, that's when I said, enough. They didn't see the value in me anymore. And I no longer saw the value in them. But nobody told me that I couldn't make a lot of money online. Nobody said I could, but nobody said I couldn't. So what I ended up doing was I got through these. I would take one supplier at a time. And they had a database of what the part was, the part number, what the list price was, what the dealer cost was, and shipping and so forth. It was all broke down. So what I did was I created a Excel sheet that I could download and upload to a number of different venues. And I was already dabbling with eBay at the time. That was the early days when it was more like a classified ad than it was what you see today. Back then, you couldn't put pictures up there. You just had to have the listing and the price. And if that person bought it or won it, you would wait for a check to show up in the mail before you shipped it to them. It was all, like I say, the early development of online sales. Look at it today. I mean, it's gotten so big that. But I took our company, this with having no money, from zero to almost $1 million in sales in 5 years. I didn't do it overnight. It was a building process. And as I was building, if this didn't work, it didn't fit, it didn't, of what I was trying to accomplish, get rid of it. Don't drag a lot of dead horses with you. Look at stuff that you can make money at. All right, so we went with our own website, eBay, Amazon. I added it, Amazon second. Walmart, Sears. They allowed us to come in and put listings up and act as a vendor for them with directly shipping to their customers. It was still their customer, but that gave us more venues to sell our parts. We finally hit the plateau when we got saturated by overseas Chinese sellers were allowed to come in onto our venues. And they started selling it sometimes below what we were paying for it. So we couldn't compete. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that anything is possible. The same way I started this company and worked way up with no money down, I could do it with anything. Anything. So can you. But you got to look at investments, assets. Not give me lots of money today and that's going to make me happy. So you folks out there that are sitting there thinking, I don't have any money, so I can't be successful and I can't. Crap. Yes, you can. I know you can. I just got to convince you that you can so that you convince yourself that you can. See, when you're down here in this hole with no money and nothing else, the only way up, babe, the only way is up. Can't go farther down, can you? Your time is worth money. Time is money. You may have to put more time in because you don't have the money. And you're going to have to sell yourself to investors to invest in you. All right. Enough on that. For you guys, have a great day.